be able to do something at your full force and know that this is exactly where God placed you and to do it at your this excellent level and excel sometimes seems scary because you know you're a human. You know that there's no way everybody is here to see you. There's no way that everybody is here to listen to you. But in reality, when God tells you that this is the picture, you start realizing that you have to embody the picture. You have to start walking out in confidence. And all that stuff, I think imposter syndrome comes from not being confident. And just like you said, from feeling unworthy of a situation. I think most of the time when the picture is bigger than you, it's going to be hard to see yourself in the picture.
It's supposed to be, right?
Right. Yeah, because that's the design of life. It's supposed to be bigger than you. Because usually you're supposed to impact your purpose should impact masses. So it should be bigger than you. Because it has so many people attached to it. But when you start realizing that in order for people to actually feel what you're called to do, you have to start walking in the confidence. You have to actually start delivering yourself from that imposter syndrome yourself. Every day you show up, you should nail it to the ground. Somebody said once, to be honest, nobody cares about you. And when you really think about that, it helps you. It helps you. Like if you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I should post this on this social media because everybody's going to see it. To be honest, they see it for 2 seconds and then they forget. People forget about you. But it stops your goal. It stops you from saying things that you're supposed to say. When I first started speaking, one thing they said, don't let what the people have to hear dictate what you say. Because you can be like, oh my God, that's a scary story. Like my miscarriage story, that took me a while to share. But in reality, everybody needs to hear the story because so many people are attached to it. And I had to walk that out and be like, that was a real pain I dealt with. How can I give it to other people and let them see that this pain is just to help you? Get myself out. Nobody cares about me. They care about the story. God's story, we talk about Jesus because it's the story, right? Jesus is the story of he gave his life for our sins, right? That's his story. And every day we see the cross, we know the story. Everybody wants the same thing. Just give your story. Don't think about yourself. Nobody cares about it. Just think about it. Nobody cares about it. It takes a lot of pressure off.
It does.
Right.
I love what you said about giving your story, and it makes me wonder, how exactly did God reveal your purpose to you?
So God came to me in a dream when I was 13. And he just showed me a stage and me on there. And to be honest, that was one of the scariest moments because that's the moment I started walking in purpose. Now I knew where I was shooting, but I had no idea to get there. And this is when fear played a part. And this is when I started asking, okay, well, does this fit in the puzzle? Does this fit in the puzzle? Let me try this. Does it fit in the puzzle? I started throwing darts, like how you said. Sometimes you need to try different things. And people aren't going to understand. I think that's one of the hardest times about walking in purpose is people don't get it. When God gives you a purpose and a vision, people are like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? But God didn't talk to you, to them. He spoke exactly to you. And what he told me was, I need you to share my word. And that was it. I wasn't saved then. I was going to church. I grew up in church. I grew up Catholic. And I've always been obsessed with the Lord. I remember my mom would always call me, like, your grandma's sick, can you pray for her? At 10. And I never knew what my calling was, but I knew I was meant to be walking in with God. And I just did everything I could to try to get in there and get in the way of God. And when I gave my life to him, then he started showing me more and more and building my confidence for this moment right now. I remember my cousin just said, you weren't nervous up there when you were talking. I was like, I was sweating. But any chance I got, my sisters could tell you, I would sit them down and be like, okay, you guys do it, and I would just practice every day. Every day, there was 3 of us, and they would sit there and just listen to me, and I'll be like, any questions? But I'm just saying, the idea of when God gives you something, it looks bigger than you, and just walk out, saying, what can I do today at the smallest level? didn't do that.
Thank you.
Well, my purpose was birthed out of my most painful moment in my life, which was my divorce. If I did not go through that, I would not realize that I have a passion for, like, my purpose is to reunite the family, is to make sure that marriages that exist are healthy and that children don't have to grow up in homes that are broken and that are not healthy. And if I remember I was in college, I said I would never major in psychology. There's no money in psychology. I wanted to make money out of college because I'm like, I have things to do. And then I went and I made the mistake of praying about it. And I'm like, God, like, what do you think? Just passing. And then God said psychology. I was like, okay, psychology, so I majored in psychology. And then I went and did a marriage and family therapy. And then I was going through the process. I didn't know what marriage and family therapy was when I went and through the program. My only thing to God was that, God, I don't want to take a GRE. If I don't have to take a GRE, I'll go and get the degree. I didn't have to take it. They were like, your GPA is good enough. You don't have to take the test. So I was like, okay, I'll move forward. And as I started doing it, I'm like, this thing is a thing. Like, I think I could be good at this. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was for me. But I knew I heard God, like, that this is what I was supposed to do. And over time, as I walked, I walked with God, He revealed the next pieces to me. Like, I was working at a place that was paying me pennies for 3 years, and it was like, stay there, because that place was meant to develop me to become the therapist that I am today. And then after 3 years, it's like, you need to quit your job and start your practice. And I quit my job, and I started my practice. So it's been a process, but my purpose was revealed out of me actually going through the pain of the divorce. Me experiencing that, then when I sit with my clients who have gone through the same thing, have pain, in the emotional pain in the way that I've experienced, then I can really say, okay, like, I